Hello everyone, my name of course is Resonant and welcome back to another video. Now I did a video earlier today on the announcement for the new Total War game and what it would be, what I thought it was going to be, and yeah, they were doing a countdown and I said I'd do a video as soon as it was released, and I have waited a little bit, got some thoughts together about it, and had a look at what other people think about it, and I guess we're just going to see. Now, of course, Of course, everyone knows by now it is Total War Warhammer 2. It was as I predicted. This was a lizard men temple. People thought it was going to be another historical one, which me personally, I did not think it was going to be, since they did say they were going to make more Total War Warhammer games, and making it straight after kind of makes sense. A bit like they made Attila straight after Rome 2. They're sort of linked in some way, and of course Total War Warhammer 2 is definitely linked to Warhammer Total War. So I'm going to go through the trailer, I'm going to quickly analyse it, and I'm going to say my thoughts on why I think it's a good idea. And judging by these dislikes here, a lot of people may disagree with me, but I will explain why I think there's so many dislikes as well. So let's get straight into the video. So first off, we can see this picture that we saw in the background of the countdown. Like I said, this was the Lizard Men Temple or some sort of thing like that. And as we get into the start of it, we can in fact see that we're going into the forest. And I think we are coming up with some elves here. We have the elves coming through the forest. And I just want to say before we properly get into this, this is probably one of the nicest animated trailers I've ever seen for a game. Games Workshop and, well, I would want to say Creative Assembly do an amazing job of this. The animation in the last Total War Warhammer game looks insane. The animation in this one looks insane. I don't know how they do it, and it looks so nice. I just want to give them a lot of props for that. So obviously we have the elves in the forest at the moment. They are going through, and I love the shields here. I love the different sigils on them. It looks so nice. The graphics in this game is going to be insane. I hope it's better than Total War Warhammer, not because Total War Warhammer the graphics were bad, but as it's sort of an expansion that I think is going to link in with Total War Warhammer in some way. The campaign map, they're going to link together if you have both the games. I want to know if the graphics are going to be improved at all, or it's going to be the same. That's kind of an interesting point actually, that hopefully we'll hear something about soon. But at the moment we can see some people coming through the trees. I think these are the Dark Elves. Now, in Total War, I'm not completely sure of all the individual units' names, but I know a basic way around the Total War lore. We have the Dark Elves coming up here, facing. Here are the normal elves. Call them the Light Elves for now. They're coming up the track, being hunted by these people. And here we have the badass Dark Elven Lord. That armor just looks absolutely insane. I really hope they put as much detail into the actual game and animations as they have as this pre-rendered trailer here. It just looks absolutely insane. And even this guy, he looked really nice. All the jewels and stuff. Here we have, of course, some magic. You've got to have some magic in Total War Warhammer with some cool abilities there. It looks like we're going to see a lot more different spells in this new game, and of course all the new different units that will have all their unique abilities and things that they can do. Next we have the elves in the forest, and here comes the ambush. That is absolutely brutal, goes right through him. He blocks it with his shield, and I absolutely love this. We've got a new magic spell here which seems to be some sort of shield, although saying that, it does look like actually some of the arrows go through and hit the shields behind, or actually I think they're actually getting disintegrated by the shield. So it looks like we have a new spell on show here, and some new formations. We've got a nice shield wall, locking their shields down, preparing for the oncoming attack. And in come the Lizard Men. So I can't wait to be able to use the Lizard Men. They look absolutely awesome. All their new things. And we have that oval shaped shield wall there. Here come the Lizard Men with their shields. They're going to be very fanatic type soldiers. And just wait until you see this animation. Look how detailed that guy is. It is absolutely awesome. Now, of course, we have the typical Total War over-the-head shot here with the troops going every which way. And we've got some sort of bird pterodactyl type units here. Going to be very interesting. I presume these are the Lizard Men units that we can also see coming into the battle. And of course, this is the closer in view of the map that we actually saw before. We have the sort of Mayan temple type look, but these obviously are related to the Lizard Men. Now, this is going to be some very interesting scenery, since Total War games work very well against open field battles. Obviously there's sieges as well, and there's some forest battles. But if we're going to have a very solely jungle one, which this looks like, obviously there's open space in the middle, but if we're going to have a lot of jungle battles, it's going to be interesting to how they play, since obviously commanding an over-the-top view is going to be hard with a lot of trees in the way. So it's going to be very interesting to how they incorporate these very densely forested jungles into the game of Total War Warhammer 2. So moving forward, we obviously have the massive overhead shot, which could be our first look into the campaign map. We've got a nice canyon here. This is going to be something that's going to be very difficult to scale. And we also have water. I know, guys, we have water. Now, this may be, oh, well, there's water in most Total War games. But thinking about it, you didn't see much in Total War Warhammer, did you? And this means if this is an overview of the campaign map, maybe we're going to see some naval warfare in Total War Warhammer 2, which will be absolutely insane, depending on what kind of boats and stuff they use. Now, obviously, this is just speculation. Do not take this. Take this as a grain of salt, please. I don't want people going, hey, you said there might be naval warfare. Maybe there isn't, but with the inclusion of having some sort of water, maybe this could be an ocean here on the overhead campaign map, if this is the overhead campaign map, obviously. Maybe we're going to have some sort of things that we can go on in the water. That would be very cool to see. And yeah, like I said before, we have a massive ocean here with islands in between, so you're going to have to be able to get between them somehow. So, you know, I'm not confirming anything, but just saying, how are you going to get between the islands if you don't have ships or some way of getting across naval warfare? And of course, we have Defend Your World, Destroy Theirs. Total War Warhammer 2. And I'll let you just watch this final bit. And yes, that is confirmation that the Skaven will be in the game. If anyone don't know the Skaven in Total War Warhammer, or just Warhammer in general actually, the Skaven are these rat men. Just like we have the lizard men, the Skaven are very based around rats and things, and they are very cool units. I really like the way they look. Now, this is probably, for me, going to be better than Total War Warhammer, just because of the troops. Now, I have, you know, the orcs, the Empire, the dwarves are very cool, but for me, at the moment, they're kind of sort of getting on the generic side now. It's really cool to be able to play as these lizard men and these Skaven. These are very solely tied to the Warhammer franchise, which means I'm really looking forward to playing them. Now, let's go on to why I think there's so many dislikes for this and what my opinion is on the matter. Now, I think there are so many dislikes this for the main reason that we literally just have a Total War Warhammer game. That was the last one that was released, and people probably don't want just another Total War Warhammer game directly after it. But then again, Creative Assembly did say that this is going to happen. They're going to have more than one Total War Warhammer game, because they're all going to link in with each other at some point on the grand scale, and this is an awesome idea. Another reason for having another Total War Warhammer game is because, frankly, Total War Warhammer was the best-selling Total War game ever. It was really high up on the Steam list. I think it was at the top of the best sold on Steam at one point. So, why wouldn't they? It's such a good thing for getting more people into their franchise, because it brings two different types of people together. It brings the Total War fanatics and it brings the Warhammer fanatics together in one big community, and this will really help grow Creative Assembly's fan base and, of course, the Total War community in general. So personally, I think it's an amazing marketing strategy by Creative Assembly in general, and while many people might not want it straight after, I don't mind it. I mean, Total War Warhammer didn't come out that long ago. So personally, I think I'm really excited for Total War Warhammer 2. I think it's a really good idea that they're doing this now. And of course, they don't just have one team for the Total War franchise. People need to remember that. They have a team working on the Warhammer side of Total War and, of course, the historical side of Warhammer. And this means that maybe we're going to see a historical announced Warhammer sometime in the next year or so. Obviously, it's not going to be released till at least a year after Total War Warhammer 2, I don't think. But I think we're still going to see something announced, at least, because obviously they're still working alongside these two games together. But that's about it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Are you just as excited for this game, or are you less excited because it's another Total War Warhammer game? What are your thoughts on their choice to put them two side by side so close together? Leave it down in the comments and I'll try and reply to as many as possible. Share this video if you liked it. Remember to click, obviously, that like button if you liked it. You know what to do if you didn't. But if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and I'll be sure to get as much content out to you as possible. I've been very happy with the way this channel has been going at the moment. I've been working my ass off to get a video out almost every single day, and of course, it's very hard to do that being in full-time education. So, you know, I'm really happy with the way it's been going. So thank you guys for all the support you've been leaving lately. Twitter and Facebook and things are in the description. My Steam group where I put all the announcements out for these videos. But until then, guys, I will see you in the next one.